Welcome to Alpha Wolf Capital. I'm Tim, and I want to personally thank you for stopping by. This channel is designed to help small companies, both public and private, gain exposure with potential consumers, investors, even partners. Take, for example, today's guest, Darin Myman from DATS Social Network. Darin is the CEO of DATS, and Darin's here today to inform everyone of the name change to MYSEUM, the official brand, which will still incorporate DATS technology, but MYSEUM is a platform that they're going to be rolling out their app that they are working on, which many people may not even recognize as something that was a need. But I think when you see this, you'll be quite impressed. MYSEUM will be traded under the ticker symbol MYSE. And this has every indication of being a impact company, one that could go viral, actually. But I'm going to let Darin tell you more about that in just a moment. But make sure you put this one on your radar. This is not to be taken as investment advice. I am not a certified financial planner. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. I encourage everyone to do their own due diligence. Hey everybody, Tim from Alpha Wolf Capital coming at you with a follow up with with DATS chat. My man, Darin. Thanks for coming in on a Sunday, brother.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for having us again. And
So,
we have some great things to talk about today too.
yeah, so let's I mean it is Sunday and you had an announcement on Friday that there are going to be some changes with DATS, right? You want to
That's
share with everybody what those changes are?
well, we officially changed the name of DATChat to MYSEUM Inc. And our new symbol will be the MYSE. Kind of very simple to the NYSE, but it's going to say MYSE. And Monday morning we will start trading under the new symbol. But I do want to say that DatChat platform, the social network plus DatChat and the privacy, is still operating as a platform under us. We're going to support it and build it. But we did this to coincide with the importance of the MYSEUM platform that
Yeah.
will make it easier to share pictures both now and for generations to come and solve really three big problems that we're facing, even though we have more pictures than ever before.
Yeah. So, I mean, and we've been talking about this now since we first connected, right? I mean, that you're kind of going through this transformation, and you're excited about what's coming.
Oh, I think we have something very special and something that most people are going to find themselves using at some point over the next 6 months. So there's two parts of the museum. I could only talk a little bit about the most exciting part, but the museum part where we store and share our photos for generations to come and create a galaxy is hugely important. And we built, it's really a social network that we built. Well, we're adding now into the MYSEUM platform, besides making it with new logos and making it look better, are new features that I think we're all going to be using, starting around the holidays and on a weekly basis for most of the people, not only in the United States, but around the world, because once again, we have more pictures than ever before, but sometimes it's hard to share. And we're making it easier to share both now and forever. And I think that's significant. And we've recreated a new social network based on the DATChat technology and the patents that I think will be changing the way that we interact with each other in
So,
an
so
easy manner. And I just want to stress the process we're on now in development is making it super easy, super intuitive, and preparing the full new revamped MySeum platform ready for prime time and the next month or two.
and you had was it the photo managers that really kind of helped you design this thing?
Yeah, we created a technical advisory board
Okay.
of four of the top photo managers, including the head of the organization, that's been guiding us. And they're really on the front lines of what's needed in photos, both as users and consumers of taking images and videos and pictures, but also helping people. And that's what we've been building in. And we're ready for prime time very soon. We're gonna have this. I have a feeling that most of the people listening and people around the country will be spreading this and using it going into the holiday season and even before. We have our optimistic timeline of, let's say 4 to 6 weeks. And then my guess is we'll be out fully blown in October, no later than the early November.
This has the potential to get very sticky, right? Very viral and sticky.
The new feature is a design that if you download it, you're going to want to share it with 10 people instantly or 5 people. And I can't go too deep into what the technology is, but in a lot of ways, we're creating a better, faster ability to social network. It's a new form of social networking, but the key is it's not a lot of work. It's simple to use. It's a lot of fun, and you're not even going to have to be connected to each other. And
And
that's
it's in real time, right?
real time. And I think that it solves a need when you hear the problems we solve, you're gonna go, oh yeah, I hate that too. And that's what it's geared for. So the museum, you upload your albums, you create albums, you create connections and galaxies that pass on for all generations. This is an immediate satisfaction. I'm gonna tell you, like, it's gonna be like there's got to be a better way. Well, I think we have the better way, and I think that's what's important. Sorry to be so vague. We have two reasons. We don't want to disclose it because we don't want anyone to get this idea and say, "Oh, wow, that I can't believe no one's done this before." I'm going to
Right.
tell you, everyone. Yeah, I talk about my company all the time, whether it's Stat Chat or MYSEUM. People get this in the first 15 seconds. Go, wow, I need that.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I think you're onto something big. I mean, and I think you keep getting validation, you know, uh, as things progress, as you move forward with it. I think you get validation, and you did say your wife even likes
Yeah, she's never
it.
used anything I've ever built, including Dash App, which might be a good thing.
so, so uh, I could ask you how you're going to make money, but it's still very early, right? I mean, so the biggest thing that you are going to be looking at in terms of how are we on pace to be as successful as I think we are,
So
right?
what I can say, what I believe is the key phrase. What I believe is that we could grow this to tens of millions of users relatively quickly. And when you have tens of millions or hundreds of millions of users in the US, North America, and around the world, it's easy to monetize. It puts
Right.
you in a new setting, a new scope of business. The key to that success, although we have the great technology and what we're working on now is ease of use, making it, we knew that museum was all ugly when we first launched it, and we've improved and fixed a lot of that. And the new features are, I think, going to blow a lot of people away. I'm really excited about them. And it's going to compel a viral growth as well as we're doing a lot to do it traditionally to grow it quickly too. But you'll see the very nature of the new features is just lends itself to getting big very quickly.
And
Nothing's
and that,
guaranteed, but like I said, I have very little rub and it's easy to explain in 15, 20 seconds. You go, oh yeah, got it.
and you think that'll be in the next 30 to 60 days somewhere in there?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. to get
Okay.
this out. Like I said, it all depends on how the testing goes. Could add 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but we're close. The core technology is built. Like I said, it's a lot of UI, UX interface and making sure it runs with the back end smoothly. You never know where the little ghost in the machine is, but they're small ghosts in this case.
Right.
It's making sure, well, that doesn't work aesthetically. I will tell you, the key is it should be where anyone can figure it out. It's a new technology. It's fun. It's easy to use. But you can just come in and go, yeah, I could do this, no problem. And that's the key. You don't need tutorials, although we'll have those. Uh, it's just that smooth, easy, and the key word is intuitive.
Right. Right. And it does solve a big problem. I mean,
Yes.
I think it's going to create, I think it's going to create, it's going to create a lot of things, I think, right? It is going to be a much better social experience, multiple
Hmm.
people social experience as opposed to a
Correct.
one on one thing or even trying to search for something that you want to show a friend. I can't, like, how many times have I come across, I had an Instagram or I had a Facebook thing and it was pretty funny and I wanted to send it to you. And then I tried to do a search for it. I don't know where the hell it went. I can't find it.
And the key is, while we're talking about an important new technology, it's going to be fun and very social. And that's what's going to drive its growth quickly. If you think how you go back to the early days of Facebook, how it just spread organically, we're looking at possibly the same type of situation where, it's something that you don't do alone, you use with other people.
Right. Right. So, okay, so we can't share a whole lot about that. What would you say? And I know you have to be careful with this too, because you're the CEO of the
Mm-hmm.
company. But if you, what would you say to potential investors about how should they view? This is a tough question. I don't know how I want to ask this question actually, but
It's going to be harder to answer, but sure.
it is going to be harder to answer, right? And I don't even know if you can answer it. I just I know that you are extremely excited about the opportunity that lies in front of you, and I think you have every right to be that excited, right?
Hmm.
I would say just from what you've been talking about, and we've talked about it in the past. It's not like we haven't kind of shared the vision here, right?
Hmm.
Um, what size opportunity do you think you have in front of you? How about? Can I ask that question?
Yeah, sure. So if you look at MYSEUM as today, right, that's a core infrastructure that could grow very quickly on its own. However, people have to work at it, right? You got to upload your photos, you got to organize them, create your profile. The new piece of MYSEUM that's coming, and I want to stress this isn't separate, it's part of MYSEUM. And even some of the DATS stuff is part of the MYSEUM and powers that technology, creates a way to potentially grow the user base so fast, like lightning, creating a opportunity. I'm only talk about for me. I feel like I'm a part of something. It's like a culmination of my life's work,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like saying, well, 3 years from now, it's like, wow, what could it do in 6 months? And I think from the people that know and we've discussed this with, I have to be very careful. They just get it. It's like, yeah, okay,
Right. They get it.
right. So with data chat, it's very important privacy, and a lot of people are concerned about privacy.
Yep.
This is geared for anyone that has a cell phone and takes pictures. That's our market.
Yep.
It's
That's the market. Yep. And I think
the
there's a
market.
lot of people that do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And they
it's
have
it.
fun doing that. So there can be frustrating parts of doing that too, though, right? You
Yeah,
do it, and then everybody wants you to send it to my email or send it to my text. Just you send it to my wherever. It's a pain in
yeah.
the neck sometimes, right?
So the technology coming together is worth the wait, but it's a short wait now.
Right.
And as soon as we're ready to go, it's ready for prime time and scales as fast as we need it to. It's not something that we have a big supply chain. We have none. Which I haven't like servers are easy to deploy as many as we need as quickly as we need. There's always little bottlenecks that you find when you do these when something grows that quickly, which I've had
Right.
it happen a couple times. But this is geared and being built to be very big, very fast, and we're putting in place the marketing, the the tutorials, the explainer videos. Everything will be there, but it doesn't really need it. But we're doing some fun stuff too with it just to get the message and the story out there quickly. As everyone can see, we just hired a new PR firm. We're as we launch this, we'll be going after all the major publications, and I'll be doing probably a lot of interviews. I already have a few podcasts lined up besides yours. Yours was the first and the best, and always will be special.
Thanks, Darren.
You're welcome.
All right. Look, I know what's going to happen. I've been down this path, by the way. Just so
Mhm.
you know, you know they talk to me when they're little. When they blow up and become big, it's like who, Alpha, what, who, what? Nah, they lose my number, man. But that's okay because
I won't.
if I'm in early enough, that's okay. You can lose my number.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, even for me, I look at this. This is important for me. Like I said, we have an ATM in place. We haven't touched it. We have no intentions to. We're well situated for cash. For me to raise money at any of these levels here would be stupid,
right,
absolutely stupid.
right.
And I'm keeping it in mind as a shareholder of the company. And that's what's guiding me to create the most value for all the shareholders at the same time.
So the thing that I get to do, which is I think is I get to meet people and I get to really get to know them on a personal level, right? And that is also what helps me determine whether or not I'm going to continue to be involved in a company, right? Because when you get to know
Mhm.
the real people, sometimes the real people aren't who you thought they really were, right? So
Right.
you move on. Uh, but then there are people that you have a pretty good feel for, and it turns out they are exactly the people you thought they were, right?
Mhm.
And you are a genuine um, optimistic individual that wants. I think what you said to me was, I want no bag holders, zero,
No bag holders.
zero, right?
Hmm.
That is an admirable goal,
No
and,
bag
and,
holders.
and one that I want to see you achieve, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was not something that was in a just like a normal conversation between two
Hmm.
friends that came out, right? So it was a very natural. It wasn't like this creative answer to a. It was just shooting the shit, and that's the genuine guy, right? So when somebody says something like that to me, that's an impactful thing because usually there are winners and there are losers, right?
Hmm.
In order for you to create something that has zero bag holders, you have to have a rocket ship that is sustainable, right?
Yes.
That's what you have to have. You have to have a rocket ship that is sustainable.
Hmm.
And in all actuality, that sounds like it could be a unicorn,
Yes.
but with the right product or company, it's doable. It could happen. It could
Hmm.
happen, right? And it will be a part of that will be what will determine that is how popular this thing becomes, right? And if it starts growing like weeds, like you said, if you go from a 50,000 to 100,000 to a million to 2 million to 10 million. I remember when what was it? Was it MOUs or MAUs or whatever it was that
Right.
when Twitter and all those guys first came out, right? It was
Yep.
like how
Monthly active
many
users.
signups are you getting per week, right? And that's what was because you had all these eyeballs.
Mhm.
And if you start putting out hundreds of millions, all of a sudden you've got hundreds of millions in a very short period of time. Yeah, once you have those
That's the
eyeballs,
key.
it's pretty easy. And if it's sticky, right? You're keeping those eyeballs, and those at some point it is easy to figure out how to monetize them somehow, right?
Very easy. The key is how do you get to that many eyeballs that quickly? And that's by giving something that people want to use.
Right. That's
Not
fun.
where you have to sell them to use it or explain it or solve a problem, but no one really cares about. It's about giving someone who says, this is fun, this is easy, and it makes my life easier. And it's
Yep.
simple, easy to use, it looks good, and it does some cool stuff and can even do more cool stuff as we go forward.
Right.
But starts out as like the least best product, not the minimum product, but the least best that people say, wow. And that's what we're working and striving for. Nothing's guaranteed that, the public will accept it, but I can't, personally, I can't see how you can't because it's that simple of a thing.
Of the,
Like I said, I could tell you whether it's dad chat or even MySeum. MySeum takes a little bit of work. You got to upload all your pictures, then you have to organize the pictures. This is going to create an immediate need and solve a problem, but at the same time, it's fun.
yep.
A lot of fun.
Yep.
And you'll
And
see it in the name.
everybody's getting teased right now, but that's okay.
Yeah,
It's
sorry.
coming. It's coming. It'll get better. We promise.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Darren. I mean, it's Sunday. I wanted to address the fact that you did do the name change. Things are happening. We talked last time. You had the IPO coming of the company you own 35% in.
Yeah,
Is that it hasn't IPO'd, right? Not yet.
it's still in the SEC process.
Okay.
So we
Okay. And
have no
you have no
control over
control
that.
over that, right? Okay.
And we're focused on this now. We're detached. We'll
Yep.
call that, it's like financial engineering. This is different. And
Right.
I want to make that clear. This is something I believe to be very substantial, grossly undervalued but the market doesn't know about it yet. And
Right.
it's kind of like, oh yeah, but why didn't I think of that type of thing? Or, that's really cool. It's fun. It's creating a better way to do things
Yep.
and delivering this in a timely fashion where it's ready to just run.
And then you do have the components of the DAT chat, which is in the MySeum.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there a lot of these things are coming together for you. They're all kind of coming together, and
Yeah.
it's going to be really interesting to see when all those components and pieces are together, how this all plays out. But I think it's going to be
And DATChat's running as a separate platform too. Anyone using DATChat will continue to support it and grow it. And this
yeah,
could be beneficial because having a messenger, just like Facebook has Messenger, Facebook Messenger, and WhatsApp is part of Facebook. You
yeah,
need DATChat as the core of the messaging and a lot of the technology. But keep in mind, this isn't an overnight success. This is like 2.5 years, we think, to become an overnight success. So that's how long we've been building the technology powering this new social network that we've created.
right. No,
So
it's about to
it
get fun.
yeah, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Like
Yep,
I said, we're at the final phase of let's just, make it really simple, really user friendly, and make sure all the key features are there from day one. So this thing can just run
yep,
as a company.
yep, yep. All right.
Mhm.
Anything else that you want to tease anybody with?
I'm sorry for being such a tease, but we did change the name. I love the new symbol. Instead of the New York Stock Exchange or the MYSE, instead of the
Right.
NYSE, and we're good to go. Yeah,
Yeah, we're good to go.
love some new logos coming out. We have some new commercials. You're gonna keep an eye on the website in about 2, 3 weeks. You'll start seeing changes there, and we'll start sharing more about what we're doing.
You hired a PR firm,
PR
right?
firm.
You got an apps specialty firm that you
Yeah.
are engaging with. You're going after this thing in a big way. You're not
Yes,
going to just you're going to launch this. You're going to launch this the right way.
yes. We're putting all the pieces in place. Well, we're like I said, we're producing videos both with production company and AI. A lot of viral stuff that we're doing to get the story to spread. By the time you're going to need it, we're doing that behind it. We just need to seed it. You'll People listening, when you start using the new version of MYSEUM when it's out, you'll see how quickly you're spreading it. We're being asked to be a part of it.
Yep. All right.
Just to use the technology. I just want to make sure it's not like, oh, you get something, you're incented. You're going to want to use this because it's going to be more fun, entertaining, and make your life easier.
Yep. And I think that's a great way to leave everybody hanging, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be that long.
Sorry.
All right, Darin. Thank you for coming in and doing this on a Sunday. Let's see how the new symbol trades tomorrow, starting tomorrow, right?
Yeah, starting tomorrow morning.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
man. We'll have you
Thank you.
back. Are we going to have you back before you actually do the launch, or are we going to have you back after you do the launch?
Well, it'll start becoming public knowledge before the launch, right before. So we can come back before. We'll have some new stuff, the new website. You'll start getting glimpses into what we're doing as we get closer for ready for
Okay.
prime time.
All right. Perfect. All right, man. Thanks. Hold
So,
on one second. I'm gonna shut
yeah.
this off. I hope you enjoyed today's interview, and if you did, please do us a favor, give us a like. How about giving us a share? And while you're at it, make sure you smash that subscribe button. All of those things are extremely important to us here at Alpha Wolf Capital, and we appreciate you taking the time to do that. Today we had Darin Myman from MYSEUM, ticker symbol MYSE. I'm telling you, folks, keep an eye on this one. He's got something special coming, and when it rolls out, I think it's going to turn some heads. So put this on your radar. Talk to you soon.